Hey guys, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to our channel. How is everyone doing? Happy Saturday. Hope we are good. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. Give us a thumbs up. Apologies for the late starts. It's been a very, very busy day for me. As a matter of fact, I was thinking of canceling because I was just so pressed for time. But I decided, you know what, let me just do 1 hour and then I'll dash out again. Weekends are the times that moms have time to do shopping, cooking, running around, running our errands, and a whole lot. This weekend is particularly very crazy for me. So I'm just going to be here for about an hour so I can go back to other chores that are lined up and waiting for me. See, that's why I like Nigeria. If I was in Nigeria now, I have people that will help me. But here, you are the cook, you are the cleaner, you are the person that will go to the market. You are the everything. So it is what it is. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Give us a thumbs up as you are coming in. I appreciate you guys so much. So this matter, I feel like we are late. Recently, I've been very late on so many topics that are trending. I don't know. I just don't seem to have the time to do it when it happens. It's always days and days later. Like the one of Two Face is trending today now, and since yesterday I don't have time to get to it till Tuesday. I wish I had the time to just jump on every story when it happens, but I have too much going on, and it's just not possible. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Fola, Prestige. Welcome. Give us a thumbs up. So, I mean, this story is just about. If I say I understand it myself, I don't fully understand it. Yeah, real life with Natsu. Welcome, my dear. Yeah, I don't think I understand it fully because Saint Obi, the Nigerian actor that we're talking about, his friends are saying one thing and his family are saying another thing. So who will go believe? Hmm? For real, we don't have Uber Eats in the UK. I should do Uber Eats every day. Is Uber Eats you do every day in your household? We have Uber Eats here in the UK, but I cannot be ordering food every day. That's a sign of gross irresponsibility. You do buy it sometimes and then you cook and shop sometimes. That's just how it is. If you're alone, you can be doing Uber Eats every day. Even if you're alone, all your money will finish. Hmm? You have to spend all your money doing Uber Eats. No, we have Uber Eats, but Uber Eats is not daily. Okay, so Sentobi, the Nigerian Nollywood actor of blessed memory, who passed away last week, he disappeared for a very long time. Yes, he disappeared for a very, very long time. He was one of the pioneers of Nollywood back in the when did Nollywood start? 90s. He started in the 90s. And he was one of the pioneers that started it. Mhm. So he disappeared for a very, very long time. I haven't seen him in any movie in the past maybe 15 years. I don't think he's done any movie for that long. Man of Prestige, you get power after 5 years, 5 hours that you did yesterday. I see that you have another show set up again for today. Hmm. You have strength. Well done. Well done, no. Kushe, or is it not today you set it up for? You did over 5 hours yesterday. Yeah, you have a show today. Wow. Now, man, you be. Being welcome, oh. I salute everybody. So, what started this whole plenty turenchi, as the Hausa people would say, is when Saint Obi, they say he's been ill, right? They say he's been ill, of which I don't think a lot of people know. Apparently, they say he lived a very reclusive life, Very, very private. It was very, very private. And that's why a lot of people are wondering, for somebody that led, a very, very private life outside social media, outside many friends, he just kept to himself. How come now his story is everywhere? Yeah. How come now the story is so much, there's so much, so much being said about him now that he's no longer here? So the person that started the story, as far as I know, and stand corrected, is this guy called Zulu something Zik. Yeah, the producer Zik Zulu Okafor. This guy that you're seeing is the one that started this whole story. So there's been a lot of speculation on social media with people saying that, he's married, he's married, he's married. The wife was not nice. The wife did this, the wife did that, the wife did this. So the long and short is that they said the wife is a top babe in MTN. She's an engineer who earned a lot of money, and she was the first of, she had siblings. And the siblings did not take well to her marrying Sentobi because they saw Sentobi allegedly as a gold digger. That was the story we heard. And so they said there was a lot of infighting in the family, that the in-laws did not allow him to enjoy his family. They were always fighting him. They did this, they did that. Okay? But after all the long explanation, let's first start with this Zik Zulu Okafor's epistle, what Zik said. Right? This is what Zik said. Let me read it out to you on social media. What he said about the whole situation is a long read, though, but we have to just maybe read some and paraphrase some. So the name of the producer is called Zik Zulu Okafor. He said that St. Obi's marriage took him away from his friends and acting. So he basically quit acting when he got married to his wife. In an article he wrote after St. Obi's passing, uh, so Okafor, who is also a former president of the National Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, revealed that his wife was a top executive in a telecommunication company, and her siblings always saw him as a gold digger, in quotes. So they said that the wife's family saw St. Obi as a gold digger. How true is this? I don't know. So this is what he said. His social life was blunted, perhaps by his recited. Now, plenty English. Oh, the man write all the English for this word. If you like say all the English where you go learn, now you take write this thing. He said that perhaps by his reticent disposition, his persona, two-dimensional to a distant public, he was upscale and cool. His manly bearing spoke loud. His onstage image ironically amplified some idiosyncrasies, heroics, romantic adventure, and traits that did not gel with the mortal privacy that early defines his quiet and lonely life. Saint Obi's real name is Obina Nwanfo. He was very shy, almost bordering on timidity and insecurity. Underline those words, though: timidity and security. He cherished his pleasantly tranquil interactions amongst a few friends. He would vanish at any outburst that could upset the poise of such small meetings. As he repeatedly told me, he just wanted to live a cool, quiet, and fulfilled life. But has he lived his cool and fulfilled life? He visioned. I have my doubts. The man they write English, oh, all the Oxford and Cambridge. Be by wow. He said, I tell Saint's story here with painful tears in my eyes because he was a star, a superstar whose life turned out a gleam of irony. Yet it was his stardom that fetched him his much professed financial strong and powerful wife. See the way he described the wife? He said she's strong and powerful. At their wedding, the solemn ritual of love would drastically, after the course of his life and tragically yanked him off the creativity community that threw him up for the wife to capture and indeed conquer. Hmm. Now, plenty allegation, no. Their marriage was at best a dramatization of love. It was quick. He barely told us that he found a wife. Then the marriage happened. It was something of a mystique. Only those involved understood the histrionics that played out. None of us who were his close pals, who worked with him through the uh, cubicle to the crest of the career in Nollywood were invited. The distance between us and the guy I admired called sense of the storm had begun. This gulf widened with each year we saw him, perhaps once in a year after his marriage. Okay, I go stop there because we both the English is too much, so I will leave it here. He sure said a lot. All right, that's all we need to know. This guy called Zik Zulu said a lot. He said that the wife took him out of acting. That and they were not invited to the wedding. They were not invited to the naming ceremony. You know, he said quite a lot. He basically blamed his marriage for why uh, Saint Obi disappeared from public eye. Okay, he said it was the marriage that caused it. That he had troubles in the marriage. But Oyibo yẹn ó pọ̀ gan o. The English is not for the faint-hearted. So we will leave Zik Zulu alone with his Zulu English. Let's move on to another colleague. What another colleague said. All the English to loka. It's like writing a novel. Osha sọ gbogbo ẹ̀. Right. Let's talk about another colleague. This one is also in the entertainment Nigerian movie industry. Let's talk about this one. His name is Zeb Ejiro. You guys know the Ejiro brothers. These ones are quite famous. A lot of people might not know that Zik Zulu because he was a producer. Producers were not well known. It was the actors who were on screen that were known. This one was a producer, but his whole family were all in movie industry. His brother, you know, his brothers, their wives, all of them were actors, and in fact, the whole of their family were the ones that basically they were there at the beginning of Nollywood. So a lot of people will remember Zeb Ejiro. Most of the production back in the day had his name on it, both sitcom and movie. There weren't a lot of movies back then, to be honest. When he started, it was mainly sitcom. Yeah. So he basically echoed the same thing that Zeke was saying. And this is what Zeb said. Zeb said that the collapse of his marriage, affected him so much that the actor never recovered from the shock until his demise. He spoke in an interview with Vanguard. Ejiro said that Obi couldn't survive the shock of living apart from his family. Obi told me a couple of times that his marriage was crumbling and it was eating him up. Quote, he was a family man, somebody that loved to stay with his kids and build a happy home. But when his marriage crumbled, it really affected him and he never recovered from the shock till when he passed. When a man is not together with his family, he will be depressed. No man wants to be into that kind of situation and be happy. So that contributed to why he deleted. Basically, that's what Zeb is saying. Ejiro stated that he received a call from, listen to this part of the story, because all these kind of friends, me, I don't understand. He said he received a call from Saint Obi 2 weeks before he passed, where intimated that he's been sick, like his protracted illness. 2 weeks before then, before the day that they announced that he's by my phone rang and it was Saint Obi on the other hand. I asked him where he has been, that everybody has been looking for him. That was when he told me that he's been down and was admitted to a hospital. He added that he has done multiple surgeries and his condition wasn't improving. So his elder sister then made arrangement for him to move to Jos in Plateau State, where he could be given proper treatment. That was the last time we spoke, as I promised to reach out to him again, but I never did. Shengbo. He never did for 2 weeks. He didn't reach out. But he's quick to come and write epistle now and be giving interview. Friends like this, you don't want in your life. These are not friends. He said, I never did. As the last thing I heard was that Obi is no more. Hmm. He never did reach out to him. When the man was sick, he was in a bed. He told him about his travails, that he's been in and out of hospital. He's been having surgeries. He's with sister now in Plateau, in Jos. You didn't reach out to him for 2 whole weeks. Hmm? So, I don't know all these kind of friends. Me, I believe that a friend in need is a friend indeed. If you were not there for him when he needed you, then especially if they know the kind of lifestyle that he lived, that he was a very private person who enjoyed his privacy, then I don't know why they are all talking now. Okay? I think the family are not happy with it, to be honest. I don't think the family are happy with his friends talking. I think there's a lot of all these stories out there, what Zik Zulu said, what Zeb Ejiro said, and all other people talking, talking, talking. So the family decided that, you know what, enough is enough. We are going to speak. They decided to issue a statement. What did I see? I saw a video where somebody said, I was going to share it, but it wasn't directly from the family. It was, I think it's a Facebook video live stream where somebody was saying that the family are saying that uh, it's not true. The woman was speaking Igbo a lot. I didn't hear most of what he was saying, but it was basically, he said he's a neighbor or something like that. And what the woman was basically saying there was that the woman was just blasting Saint Obi, okay, and saying that Saint Obi was like Osinachi's husband, that he's very, very quiet, and it seems like he's the innocent person that the in-laws were dealing with, and the in-laws didn't allow him to enjoy his marriage. But actually, it was because he was very, very, very abusive to his wife that the in-laws were actually defending their sister. So all this story, they are all allegedly. Nobody knows, to be honest. That's why I said it's confusing. You don't really know the truth. They're accusing the wife. Some people are defending the wife, saying that it's not true. And even there are pictures again that the family released today that will show you, where the family are saying that, you know what Zeke was saying, that he was never ever they were, his colleagues were not invited to the christening. It's not true, because I'll show you the picture where some of his colleagues like Kate Henshaw was invited to the naming ceremony of his children. So let me read this one. This is the official statement. It's always better to go with official stuff, because if it's then say, friends, you never know. It's allegedly, you never know the truth. So this one is directly what the family said. And they are accusing Zeb Ejiro and Zik Zulu of being insensitive to St. Obi's wife. So the late St. Toby's family released this statement saying that, and these are the sisters, the two elder sisters called uh, Ugoeze, Edith, Chinyere, Obichukwu, and Freda Nwachukwu. So they released a statement on Thursday, May 18th, I beg your pardon, and described the article that, the ones I just read to you by those two former colleagues. There, it is malicious, false, and insensitive to the wife and children and the entire family that Saint Obi left behind. So, I mean, typical Nigerian situation. If a woman is really responsible for something, would the in-laws be defending her? So that got me thinking, because we know normal now, when man delete for Nigeria, now the wife, the wife go turn to witch. Now the wife delete her, now the wife, they responsible. So for these sisters to be defending Saint Obi's wife, it means they know what we don't know. These are in-laws. And don't forget that they've been divorced for years. So I don't know the validity of what the friends were saying. A lot of people on social media were arguing that sometimes your friends will know you more than the family, that maybe the family don't know the true picture of what happened. But I doubt that very seriously. I know sometimes friends know some things, but your family will have an inkling because the kind of problems that, from what I've been reading, I understand that they were having is not something that was quiet. Now, really serious issues. When they go police station, they call police, they said to up and down. Okay, so this is what the family said. The first statement they released: our attention has been drawn to the publication by one Zik Zulu Okafor concerning our son, Mr. Obi Nwanfor, popularly known as Saint Obi, and the accompanying negative commentary in a social media portraying his widow in an unfair and most defamatory manner. This is in no way, shape, or form any accurate portrayal of Linda that we know and relate with. The one for family also views the said article by Mr. Okafor as sad and very unfortunate. And they said that it was neither written in consultation with any member of their family nor authorized with their consent or authority. They totally disassociate themselves from it. The views and allegations contained therein are entirely the opinion of the writer. They are false, malicious, and insensitive to the wife, children, and entire family that Saint Obi left behind. And they said this is a mourning period for the family. And while we appreciate the condolences of friends, fans, and well wishers, we ask that the family's privacy be respected at this time. The funeral rites will be communicated to the public in due course. May the soul of our dearly departed beloved brother, son, and father and husband rest in perfect peace. Amen. So when they wrote this, people were still when they wrote this, people were still disagreeing in the comment section that that all these in-laws they are not saying the truth. They are trying to protect the money. So Tina is the Linda, the wife is the money. Apparently, she's a big babe who earns a lot of money. But there was something very interesting that was said by the woman that did that video on Facebook. The lady that called into the show said that Saint Obi was very controlling to even his wife, that she had opportunities, several opportunities, because of her career, because she's one of the top engineers in MTN and she earned six figures. And that he was always trying to bring her down. So she will have opportunities to travel for conferences, for seminar, for training, and he will say, like she cannot go. And she said that there's nothing that this is it Linda or Lydia didn't do to support Saint Obi. That there was even a contract that she got for him when after they got married from MTN, she got him a very huge contract that he made a lot of money from, but he didn't do it well, and MTN rejected it, and he was paid millions of dollars, millions of thousands of naira. So this is what somebody who said, the person said that she's a neighbor and that she knows everything that happens, that even when Linda wants to travel, that's the wife, when she used to, if she wants to leave the house, that she cannot trust Saint Obi with the children, she needs to go and bring somebody to stay with the children. So Orokpo, there is a lot said by neighbors, friends, but I'm particularly concerned. I mean, what really interests me is what the family is saying. Hmm? Temiti, I saw you yesterday arguing with Ekene. I was just shaking my head. Oh, Ekpele o. You and Honey Babe and Natu. Yeah. I felt sorry for you. Uh, okay. Me, I'm going with what the family said. I'm not saying that they didn't have issues, but why would the family defend his ex-wife? They were divorced. And they said it was a very, very nasty divorce. Okay? It seems like this kind of situation whereby you have people that love very fiercely. You know how some people will love, and that love will become endless love, where it be say korikosu. But it's also not a healthy love. You see what I'm saying? It's not a healthy love. Oh. It's not healthy at all, at all, at all, at all. If you ask me. So the family went ahead to share more evidence today to debunk all these allegations against his ex-wife. So you can see the article. The family releases picture to debunk claims that actor Saint Obi never invited his colleagues to any of his children's dedication. So let's have a look. Why are the family working so hard, to debunk what his friends are accusing the ex-wife of doing? Hmm? So they posted this picture to prove that actor Saint Tobi's colleagues were at his first child's dedication in 2008, contrary to claims by filmmaker Zik Zulu Okafor, who alleged that the deceased never invited his colleagues to any of his children's dedication. Hmm? They said that Saint Tobi was blessed with three beautiful children. This is what he has said, that Zig said that Saint Tobi has three children, but none of his friends in Nollywood was invited to the christening or birthdays. However, it was gathered that Obi and his millionaire wife, Linda, tied the knot in 2006 and had their first child in November 2007. They had the first baby's dedication in 2008, and some of his colleagues were there in attendance. So these are the pictures. Who knows these people? That's Saint Tobi on my right. In the middle, that's uh, that's Ketenshaw and Shegu and Renzi on the left. Really, really old pictures. This is over 20 years ago. That's 2008. It's a long time. Look how young Kate looks. They all look so young here. This is another picture. This is Stephanie. Stephanie, what's that her surname? Is it Okafor? I can't remember. But Stephanie. Idahosa. That's her husband's name. And she's holding one of the babies. You can see she's holding one of the babies here with Saint Tobi. That's Saint Tobi. And this is Saint Tobi and the wife back then. This is his wife and the first son. It was during the christening or dedication. So they were just showing all this to prove that, you know, to debunk Sha. Masha and debunk ni. They are debunking. So I don't know. There's a lot going on here. Is this a typical case of when a man deletes or because the marriage didn't work, he failed? It's possible that it affected him. I'm sure it affected him. Because if it's like they say he's a family man, I'm sharing my link, guys. I'm only talking for 30 minutes and take calls for 30 minutes and then we'll call it a day. So the link is in the comment section. Give us a thumbs up, guys. If he's a family man, I have no doubt that he was a family man. And usually divorces are very hard. Marriage breakup is usually hard. And don't forget that by the time the marriage ended, he stopped acting already. He wasn't acting movies anymore by that time. So I'm sure definitely it was hard on him. But why do you think his friends are blaming the wife? If the family is saying that the wife was good to them, that all these things that they are saying is wrong, why would they say that the wife is responsible? They say a lot of things about the in-laws. They said that the in-laws at some point came to Saint Tobi's house, and they were fighting Saint Tobi. They scaled the fence. The people that are for and against, the people that are for saying that, the in-laws didn't allow him to enjoy his wife, they kept seeing him as a gold digger because the woman was richer. Is it a case of a rich woman marrying an actor that was just coming up? Or were the in-laws jealous? And the people that are against are saying that the reason why the family of Linda didn't like Saint Obi is because of the way he was treating Linda. That he was very, very mean. He wasn't a good husband. He was cheating and he did a lot of things. Unfortunately, the poor man don't pay me. So all these things that the friends are even saying now, does it matter? It doesn't matter. I think they just want to dent the woman's name, to be honest, because whatever you say now, Saint Toby is not there. Especially if they said that he was a very private person who came and from who withdrew from his friends totally. Yeah. Olu Akinwale said, let us address the issue of access to the children. Did he have access to the children? If you ask me, who I go ask now, Olu? I don't know who to ask. I really don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to that. But I know my stand about issue of access to children. Whatever happens, I and my stand remains that no matter what happens between adults who are in a romantic relationship or marriage, please, please, whoever has the custody of the children, usually mothers, allow the fathers to have access. Man of Prestige is asking Olu, if you know, tell us. But me, I don't know. I don't. To be honest, I don't know if he had access or not. I'm against women who don't allow their ex-partners or ex-husbands to have access to the children. Except you want to tell me that that access is posing some kind of danger to the children. Otherwise, you must allow fathers to be involved. Except they are not interested. That's my stand. There are some things that I believe in fundamentally, and it doesn't change. I'm very consistent. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if what they are saying about him having access is true or false. I don't know. These are all allegations and counter allegations. So if anybody knows, and you're not just reading it on social media, you know for real, then you can tell us. Come into the studio and tell us. My link is in the comment section. We are open to anybody who knows for real. But I don't know. You must give access. You must. You must. Women, don't use your children as I'm going to deal with him and he will never see his children. Don't do that. I don't think it's right. Because when the children grow up, they will turn against you. I shared a story one time. I shared a story once upon a time about, a woman who did this in the UK and how it backfired. You guys remember? Don't do that to Emma Sheo. Women, I always discourage women. Yeah. Okay, man of prestige, welcome. Ola, Bolotiri energy. Oh, the fún mi ní díẹ̀ ńbẹ̀ yẹn.
Anthony, Shawaba.
Today, ha. Hmm.
Can
Oh,
you
my
hear me?
God, I'm hearing you. Welcome.
Yes, man. Oh, I'm be. It was so much on the weekend now. I
Hmm?
guess I was able to rest well over the past few days before yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, this story, I've been looking at this story. It's just the whole Two-Face thing took over yesterday, so I decided to go that direction. I've been looking at this story. The first time I read the TCST, the first time I read
This is
it,
my new. This is all.
right, the first time I read it, I could see all the way through it. It's basically a bunch of salty friends who really don't know what was going on inside of that marriage. There's no doubt that marriage had troubles,
Yeah.
right? There's no doubt about that. But the fact that they couldn't wait at least to wait before they ask you, before you start to just vomit all over the internet, it
Especially
was
because they
quite.
were not there for him. They didn't do anything to help him. Especially that Zeb Ejiro that said I didn't reach out.
In the same breath, they are admitting that they were not good friends, and then they were basically trying to throw the ex-wife under the bus. And the only thing they could point out was the fact that she's rich, she's well off, and and the fact that they couldn't come around, that he wasn't inviting people around when they were married.
Yeah.
That was telling me
Yeah.
a lot about what I know about friends and family on the outside of marriage. Friends and extended family, they tend to have this narrative about marriages when they don't have access to certain when they don't when they don't have access to certain internal affairs of that family.
Yeah.
The moment that that family encounters crisis, the first thing they gravitate towards is what the what the person told them years ago. Like we knew it. We knew it.
But they said he was very reclusive himself. That he always, he was not somebody that likes the limelight or public even. Eh?
That's what if in fact they said recently before what I read is that
Mm.
he went to go and stay with his sister in Jos
Yes.
when on a sick bed, right?
Yes.
It didn't sound like that. In fact, there were a lot of truth in what they wrote in their thesis. Things like it was a shy person off camera.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it was a guy who was quite quiet. So it doesn't sound too far-fetched that he
Yes.
liked his quiet life when he became
Yes.
married, especially when you become married. There's a lot of
Yes.
people that resent newly married wedded people because
Mhm.
they seemingly disconnect from their friends. It's too far from the truth. The
But
natural. Go
But
ahead.
Ola, in that write-up, is they came across like especially that Zik Zulu that went to Oxford and Cambridge because of the matter. It seems like they were holding the wife responsible for why he became reclusive and left the limelight.
Yeah, and by default, they're holding her responsible for his
Fine.
deletion. Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
If you can't wait a couple of weeks before you start throwing up all over the internet, sounds like you're holding the person you're pointing finger at. Uh, 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 you're holding her responsible for the man's passing. It's just I couldn't see past the insensitivity of the whole thing, because it tells me more about them, if anything. And it's very common that people will hold one of the couples, the one that they have personal issues with, they will hold them responsible and start pointing all kind of fingers at them. I'm not saying we don't know if he was able to access his children or not. He might have been crying to some of his friends
Mhm.
when he was going through crisis in marriage. But I want you all to remember that your friends only remember the negative things you say about your partner. If you
Hmm.
do end up making up with your partner, everything that's good that you know about them, you don't have time to go back to them and tell them because you obviously don't need them at that point in time. But they hold on to everything negative you had to say about your partner. They don't forget it's not just friends, siblings, your parents, unless they are wise, which is very very rare, right? But they tend to hold on. If they are wise enough, they say, he was just upset when he was telling us this. There are obviously some good times that he wasn't telling us.
Even what the family has said now, there's somebody in the comment section called Flonet that is still insisting on the write-up by Zik Zulu and the other people. So I'm asking him, Flonet, do you know more than the family? Because you are still quoting what the friends said, and I'm asking you, is there something you know? Because the family
Yeah,
has said that it's not true. Why are you repeating what Zik said?
yeah.
That is, you are repeating them as facts.
Yeah, if what they wrote was so accurate, they should have
Mhm.
included that. What's her name? Um, Kate Henshaw and the likes were at family events with this guy. They should have been, if it was so accurate, which
Yes.
I'm telling you, those things are never accurate. There's no stories that's ever accurate. Once you transfer from one person to another, it becomes another version. It becomes another version.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
so if it was so accurate, they should at least include that part that some people were there. It's just me that I have issues with the wife that I wasn't able to make it there. When you had that together with he ran to me when they were having problems in that marriage, it makes sense that you wrote such a retarded, excuse my French, thesis. You know,
Yes. Yes.
there's no doubt that there's some truth inside of what they wrote, but it's more personal than is anything truth. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have no doubt that the breaking of the marriage affected him. Divorce will affect people, especially for a bitter divorce like their own.
mm-hmm.
There was a lot of trouble before they finally divorced. But I don't know. The part that really surprised me is that it's very, very rare for you to see in-laws that are taking the sides of a wife in
Right. So the
Nigeria.
in-laws they're claiming that the in-laws are doing damage control now, right?
No, they not claiming
Damage control for what?
why would they want to protect Linda? Why? Why
Yeah,
would they want to protect the wife? They were
it
not
makes
even
no
married.
sense. The damage control narrative doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know
Some people who
what's
said
the
that they
point.
want to collect money. They want to collect money for the
For what?
funeral.
I beg. It doesn't add up. It makes sense that his marriage was traumatic to him. It made sense that he fell sick and passed away.
Mm,
But it doesn't make sense to be linking it all together. He might have had custody issues too.
yes.
That's possible.
Yes.
But we
Yes.
don't. But we don't know. I mean, maybe the lesson we can get from that is like we have to be careful with custody issues. But
Mm-hmm.
there's more questions to that. There's a reason why people that used to fall in love with you, that used to be in love with you, somehow
Mm.
they're in a space where they are seizing the key. They're doing the wrong things. There's a reason why they're doing what is clearly wrong.
It's not so easy to take children away from their father in Nigeria. Oh.
Especially in Nigeria, right?
They are in Nigeria. They live in Nigeria.
It's the
It's not
opposite. The
so
opposite is
easy. It's the
often more true.
opposite.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying all these things you are saying. Oh no, Nije Kenyan Gbeshe o. God will not allow somebody to go and carry sin because you are blaming somebody that is innocent without knowing what actually happened. It's just the case. Use the case of Osinachi, for instance.
Mm,
Osinachi was going through hell for years. Nobody
mm,
knew.
mm.
She will go to church and she'll go and praise God. She'll go for concert. She was
Mhm.
being controlled and manipulated and
Because
severely.
gbogbo alàgbà ló danú délẹ̀ àmì kí ló rún.
Benny, you never
We
know.
don't
She
know.
was the successful one.
Mhm.
It was the man that was enjoying the money. Nobody knew. Everything started coming out after Osinachi deleted.
No,
So you never
the
know.
stories are contradictory. It's possible that he was benefiting from a family. That was the narrative the guy gave. That he was benefiting from a family that they were well off, and then he disconnected. He didn't act anymore. But there are so many actors that after they get married, they were young at the time. We keep forgetting that these people were growing older and older. There's
Yes.
so many. So majority of them never came back to acting after the 90s.
Yeah.
Where is
And especially if he's making money outside Nollywood. He started making money now, remember?
Exactly. There's this one who is making noise about Pampas, who is a lawyer now. We used to act lover boy too. He's now a lawyer.
Oh,
He's
okay.
I forget his name.
Kenneth Okonkwo.
Kenneth something, right? So
Mm,
there are many of them that decided to go to school. They decided to do other things. They never came
yeah.
back to for many reasons.
Yeah.
Why does it have to be about? Again, the story. There's some element of truth in it. Like always, this type of stories. There's always
Mm.
elements of truth in it. But to me, it sounded more personal and more like, okay, you know how that person, they kind of like didn't like the partner in the first place,
They didn't
and
like
then
her.
and then
Mm.
and then he came back to cry when the marriage fell apart, and they held on to certain things, and they can't even wait. Can we at least talk about this part?
Do
Why
you,
can't you wait a few weeks to a few months
uh-huh,
before you
uh-huh.
start? Can you honor your friend in that way first?
Do you know another thing I'm hearing? The
Mm-hmm.
undertone I'm hearing from is really what Zik wrote, because that man really he really wrote, like you said, it's a thesis he wrote. There's an undertone of jealousy in that thing that he wrote.
Yes, now I mean,
Yes, because
who read that and
apparently,
didn't see it?
yeah, apparently he made a lot of money and built. I saw one of the houses that is what did they call it? They say is what all these country homes that he built. He was balling, he was rolling in money after he
Mhm.
married Linda. You understand? I remember there was no much money in Hollywood then, no.
There's no money now.
Even till
60K.
now, they don't have money there.
Yeah,
It's not
60K
that
per set.
much. So apparently he made a lot of money from contracts. You know, if you have a big babe or you have, a partner or a spouse who knows
Hmm.
people, they are connected, contracts, all that. So he was living the 5-star life. So I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'm reading from what Zik Zulu wrote, that there was some undertone of some jealousy. Shebi, when
there is.
money came, you forgot
Mm-hmm.
us, you abandoned us, you disappeared, we didn't see you again, and your wife took you away and all that.
And to me, there's no the story could be true, right? But the fact that they couldn't wait, and the fact that a few pictures came out to debunk a part of the story,
Yeah,
kills the credibility of that thesis.
right.
You see what I'm saying? Those are two
Mm-hmm.
things. The fact
Mm-hmm.
that we can't in true how do you call it, in true faith, right? we can't, like, it sounds like you couldn't wait to honor your friend, at least some respect for the man who has passed, right? That's number one. Number two, there are pictures showing that his colleagues were at some of the events in the past. So, as little as those things sound, it destroys the credibility of authenticity of if they're doing this in good faith. I wanted to say in good faith, right? It sounds to me that there's a lot more jealousy than anything. But I think there are some truth to it. They wouldn't lie about. I don't think they could lie about that the marriage was in trouble.
Yeah.
Obviously the wife wasn't present. I don't think they could lie about that though. They lied a few days ago that this guy was arrested again for 6 billion naira and is enjoying his life in Dubai.
You
What's his
never
name?
know.
Nigerian press will lie about nothing just to get you guys to clicking all over the place. It was Nigeria that basically pushed the story of Hakim. There's a bunch of debunking of that story everywhere. So Nigerian press can lie about stuff. Let's not forget
Let
that,
me tell
right?
you what I saw today. Somebody tagged me in a post. I went to see it. This is one of the country homes. Apparently, this is the country home. Can you see it?
It already looks like Photoshop to me, but go ahead. Let me
No, it's
see.
not. It's not. I've seen a few pictures of it. There's even a video of it.
I'm on
See?
my phone, so I can't see well. Let
No,
me
no, no.
see.
It's not Photoshop. It's not.
Okay, so that's one of the homes.
Yes, that's one
Okay.
of the. It's
That's a
country
massive
home.
home.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's got
But
like a
wait,
few
that
of
was
this.
I'm talking about the face. His face was on it just now. That's what I meant by
Oh
Photoshop.
yeah. No, they put his face there. They just put
Oh,
his picture there. But this is the home. I'm showing you the home now.
okay.
That's
Well,
one of
there.
the home. So he was in money. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what was I saying? Somebody tagged me in a post. You were talking about how Nigerian press will just, even social media, especially all these TikTok videos. You guys be careful what you are consuming and believing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of dramatization going on, and people just create content. So
Yeah.
this woman came on video and was saying, "Hey, my husband brought me, but I don't love him anymore." You don't see any woman where go record that kind of video, put in face. Come on now. Eh,
Yeah.
I went to nursing school. He paid for it. If you see the way people are abusing him,
Because they know Nigerians will eat it up. Nigerians,
and people actually believe it. I say,
they
"Are you guys
know.
okay? This is
They
acting."
know. They know Nigerians. They use TikTok. And TikTok is
I
paying
said,
these days.
TikTok, lele ye, iroma ló ń pa. She's not telling it. This is acting. O consult here ni. People
Mm-hmm.
were believing it. They took it. Eh?
Yeah.
Ah, no, 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 no.
Yeah. So there's a picture of a sign there that says Saint Obi Park. It's
Yes,
possible. It's
yes.
possible. I don't know what that has to do with this story though.
No, 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 no. What I'm trying to bring in here,
Mm-hmm.
that's the house. What I'm trying to bring in is that he made money outside acting.
Outside of okay. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and it's possible because he was making money. That's why he left. Because they are accusing him of leaving acting because of his wife.
Right.
That it was the wife that took his marriage, not his wife. His marriage took him out of Nollywood. Do you
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Yeah.
But it's possible that he just made money and didn't see the relevance of acting anymore.
Yeah, there's all types of possibilities, and there's nothing we can't even call the fact that this marriage didn't work a possibility. It's absolutely possible, right? It's the idea of trying to link his passing away together with that we are saying where is the link now? Let's be fair. Some people can be deleted for heartbreak. That's fine.
Oh
That's
yes,
possible,
that's a
right?
real thing. Yeah,
That's the
it
real
is.
thing, and it's even there are even studies depending on what part of the world you're in. There are studies that show that men are actually on the receiving end of heartbreak, but because they don't speak up, they go through all
Yes,
this stuff.
especially somebody like this that never even
Uh-huh.
speak up, that is very reclusive, keeps to himself and all that.
Yes, but the way we find that out is through data and statistics, not somebody's thesis story 2 weeks, 2 days after he passed away.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and what are they speaking out to? What exactly are they? What was the purpose of it? If we can identify the purpose of that, what
mm,
else could it be outside of? I'm not saying it's jealousy, but what else could it be? If you can tell us what else it could be, why exactly did Zeb Ejiro and this other guy? Why did they put out this story? Again, like I told you, it's very common. It happens with friends. Friends will say, "Oh yeah, she disconnected from everybody after she got married." Tell her, "Nko." I don't know what you expect.
Samolu is saying that if someone leaves his friends when he made money and came back to them when he has problems, if they
Mhm.
mock him, don't call them jealous. He shouldn't have come back to them when he has problem.
That's a good point.
But
That's a good point. Antibi, Edro, that's a good point. But he's admitting that they are mocking him.
but I mean, should it be like that? An eye for an eye
Should
makes the
they be
world blind.
mocking? Should they be mocking him? Is the question, Samolu.
I don't
Right?
think it's right. That somebody did you bad doesn't mean you have to pay it back. I mean, it's not even bad. Somebody shunned you because they made money, but now they are down.
They're
You know,
trying to
so
mock the ex-wife, but they ended up mocking him. Is the point we're making?
yeah, but I mean that's somebody like Zik, not even the Zik Zulu to Nkogbo Ibo to Kala Yaton is even Zeb Ejiro that said, "Oh, he reached out to me. He
Hmm.
reached out to me. Basically, he reached out and he said, 'Where have you been?' And he said, 'I've been ill. I've had different surgeries. I've been in and out of hospital. I'm even in Jos now.' Apparently, the sister had to go and take him to Jos for
Right.
more treatment. But you didn't do anything. You didn't send him money. You didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
And then the man deleted. Now you are writing, pay. He never recovered.
No, you're
It's the
mocking.
marriage.
You're not mocking. Let's use the right language. You're not
Yeah.
mocking. You're not trying to mock the ex-wife, but you end up mocking him.
Mm-hmm.
And that kills the credibility of whatever you have to say.
Yeah. What was the motive? What's the motive of the write-up in the first place for both of them? Why were they writing those things? Why? Why are they giving interviews and writing? Why?
Go right now because there are ways we do things now. Like it's not right. You know.
It's very men don't usually talk like this, so I'm kind of surprised. This is a kind of a women's thing. Now women like to shade one another like this. So I'm kind of surprised. I don't know. Maybe that is their understanding of the situation. It's possible they are seeing it from a very narrow vision that this is what happened. You
Yeah.
know.
How jobless could you be? Like if you're going to be supportive, you make a few calls. Yeah, you can even make a few. You can even make a call to the ex-wife and say, "Hey, we understand what just happened." Even though they are exes, say, "Let us know if there's any way we can help." That should be their activities right now.
If somebody is sick, what do they need in a place like Nigeria? Is money. Is money because medical treatment is expensive. Kamakburo, they need money. So if you cannot help them, then when they delete, just keep quiet and walk away. I mean, the lesson from there, in summary, we are going to round up now. So you are the only one that called in tonight,
Nobody else
Ola.
wanted to call in. No.
They don't want to call in. I don't know why. For some reason, we have 718 people. Guys, please give us a thumbs up. Ola, do you know what happened to this show?
Yeah.
YouTube already flagged it before we started. They gave it the yellow icon before I even started the show.
Kilode.
Showman Shelley here.
I've seen that before, but one of my algorithms. Now they just kind of pass everything for green. There was one point that it was all yellows every time, even before I get started.
Now, wow.
So I will just keep working. Yeah.
Mm. So, what was I saying, sir? Multi-bag. I've forgotten my chain of thoughts. I was saying
Oh, you said
something.
you saw something. What you saw something today? Is that what you were about to say?
No, did I say I saw something today? Me, not
Ah,
you. I was going to say something. Now I've forgotten.
oh gosh.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yes, I remember now. What I was going to say is that the learning
Mm-hmm.
from all this
Right.
is there are a few things that we can learn. Even though Sentobi unfortunately is no longer, he was a great actor,
Mm-hmm.
but see, parents, when your children are shy to the point of timidity, is
Mm.
not a good thing. In Nigeria, they think shyness is a positive trait.
Mm.
Sometimes shyness is a sign of low self. Most times, when you are shy like that, it's not a good thing. It's lack
Mm-hmm.
of confidence sometimes.
Mm. Yeah.
I don't know why people think in Africa, in
Yeah.
Nigeria, that shyness is a positive trait. When children are shy, they cannot communicate, they cannot interact, always running away. They
Mm.
can't talk publicly. It's lack of confidence. You need to boost their
We
morale
need
and
to
their
make
confidence.
sure that they empowered. At least make sure.
Yes.
Some people do have quiet personality, but we need to make sure that it's not being timid
Yes, you can be
or shut down.
quiet,
Mm-hmm.
but being able to at least communicate and be able to, the part I don't like all that shyness. Quiet is different from shyness.
Mm.
I've
Mm.
seen some shyness that, yeah,
So, but you're talking precisely about lack of confidence. That's what you're
Yes.
talking about, and in
Yes.
many ways it can show up.
Yes. It does
Yeah.
affect people. It
Hmm.
affects both men and women negatively.
Yeah, lack of confidence is definitely a negative in all aspects of life.
So shyness usually play out. There's a
Mm.
level of shyness when it's very, very deep that plays out is masquerading as lack of confidence.
Mm.
The person is not confident.
There's this boy called Nas Boy. I mean, a young man, Nas Boy, who does skits. He's very popular now on social media. When he was talking on the Honest Bunch, he was talking about depression and all these kind of things, that he goes through in his quiet. They tend to be performers, stage performers of some sort, but in their personal life, they are quite shy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's possible for you to be able to speak publicly, but
Mm-hmm.
in your personal life, you are quite a shy person. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. I want parents to take please note that. Watch your
Mm.
children and see. Make sure that they are confident.
Mm.
Confidence in this age is very important. It's not like back in the day where they would say children are meant to be seen, not heard. If your
Mm.
children cannot talk,
Ah, in this
they
time and
cannot,
age,
you ask them something in public, they will be shaking because they are scared of you. Whatever it is that you are doing, I don't know. That's very, very,
that's obviously not good for the society they're about to live in too.
it's
Yeah.
not, oh, and
Yeah.
it does affect interpersonal relationships when they
Mm-hmm.
become adults.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does. It affects relationship. Most people that are very, very shy like that, it affects their relationships. It does.
I agree. I agree. And then it also links to, for those of us that were listening, if you have friends, especially if you know they were quite kind of quiet, people that you care about, you should check on them. If anytime God lays in your heart to check on some people, just one text message away. Sometimes all some people need, because we're now in a world of individualism, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's on their own. Everybody's just, and we don't, because of that, we don't know when people are hiding inside of depression.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
just a text message, hey, just checking on you. What's going on? Can go a long way in
Mm.
boosting somebody's spirit.
And me, I always tell my children when I'm having conversations with them, look me in the eye.
Mm,
Eye contact, because we live in the West, and eye contact, the way they interpret it is different from how we were taught about eye contact. But
mm.
Akere, you can't look your parents in the eye, is a sign of disrespect. Any older person
Yes, so
or that is talking to you, you have to look away.
I below that's all. I
Ah,
look crazy.
nǹkan ṣẹlẹ̀.
Who called you?
Now we grew up now, we came
Yeah.
abroad, and we see that Oyibo, if you don't make eye contact, it means you are hiding something. It means
Yes.
they read it.
Yes.
They read
Yes.
meanings to it that you are not a confident person, that you are lying or you are hiding
Mm-hmm.
something.
Yes, because the assumption is that we all have something in our heart, in our mind. So if you're not speaking up, or you're rolling your eyes in certain ways, or you're sitting in a certain direction, it's indicative of certain things. Like it must be that, like, tell us everything. We need to know as much as, especially if there are some things at stake. We want to know what's going on, right? So if you're talking to me, you can't look at me in the eyes. Like,
Mm.
that could be speaking volumes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very important that we teach eye contact, body language,
Mm-hmm.
when children are talking, build it from when they are young.
Yeah.
Confidence is something that everybody needs to have a level of confidence. Whether you are private, I don't know whether you are there's something else that somebody said that some people are not shy, that they are just quiet. Whether you are
Timid.
quiet, whether you are quiet, you are shy, you are timid, whatever your
Mhm.
personality is,
It's not. It's not.
everybody needs
It's not. It's
confidence.
so. This is where people get stuck sometimes. It's not about what you think it is. It's about how it is being received by the society you live in.
Exactly.
You
Yes.
might be correct, all the way correct. That it is not shy. Oh, no, it is called quietness. It is called misogynist. Whatever you want to call it, feel free to call it. What is it being received as, and how is that affecting your outcome of
Mm,
your desires, right?
mm, mm,
If you're not shy on paper, let's say we write down on paper, we go and verify it in the lab, in the biggest lab of scientists in the world, and they say
mm,
it is true, you're not shy. If the society you live in is receiving it as shy, whatever that means in terms of getting to what your heart desires, you will collect to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it won't matter that you were actually shy. It wasn't just shy, it was timid. I wasn't timid. It was, it does all of that doesn't matter in the real world. It only
Mm-hmm.
matters you pass your exam, you get to SS3, I guess. But when it comes to the real world, you have to pay attention to how people receive what we're talking about. And that's what we're speaking about. Confidence is respected by everyone in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's respected by your partners in a romantic setting. It's respected by your bosses at work. They like that because they can trust you, right?
That's
When
exactly Olu. This is exactly what Man of Prestige has just addressed. That he's saying that there are children whose confidence can be construed as rude. This is exactly what he has just said.
then
Which society?
it is what it is.
What
Yes.
society do you live in? We're talking.
Let's say it's correct. If it's correct, what I said is still accurate in that terms. If you call yourself confidence and you are coming off as to whoever it matters to, whoever stakeholders, if it comes off to them as rude, you will collect too. You're correct. The same thing I just said.
It's not the same thing. Confidence doesn't mean that you have to be rude. You can be
No,
as
Auntie B.
polite as anything and you'll still be confident. It's not about rudeness and confidence. They are not the same thing. They are completely different. It's just that what
They
Africans
are
consider,
different. Mm-hmm.
what Nigerians especially consider
Mm-hmm.
as rudeness, sometimes it's not what Oyibo people will see as rudeness or being rude. Whether there's another a word called rudeness, me tell, I'm more by you.
No, Auntie B. I think we're all saying the same thing, but let me be clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there's some people that call it I'm just blunt. Okay. If you
Mm-hmm.
have to shalaye that you are just a blunt person all the time, you're probably rude.
Rude,
Because
yeah.
clearly people are trying to tell you, but this is not confidence. You are just a rude person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about I know that there's a difference between rude and confidence on paper. In reality, what matters in these conversations is how you are being received by the people, the powers that be.
Yeah.
Àwọn tí ire ẹ wà lọ́wọ́ wọn. Àwọn tí help, because at the end of the day, no matter how good you are in life, you need people. God is
Mm-hmm.
going to use people for you. If these people tend to receive you, even though you feel like you're confident, in your own opinion, you just think you're confident. If they
Mm-hmm.
tend to receive it as this one, where you just think it's all that,
Yeah.
you have to pay attention to that. We
Mm-hmm.
can't get stuck on what the meanings are. Or anything like you have to pay attention to how people are receiving you. But
Mm-hmm.
I agree that those are two different things. But how do we know which one is much more valuable? It's not the one you wrote on paper in your personal time. It's the one that people are telling you this is how we receive you. We feel eventually people will be afraid of telling you that you are just a rude person.
When I came to the UK, I learned something.
Mm,
British people are very, very polite. I say that all the time. They are probably the
mm,
most polite people in this me more. But yeah, maybe Asians are more polite than them, but I haven't been to Asia, so I don't know. But
mm,
British people they are very, very polite people. Please,
mm,
thank you. Please, thank you. Manners, top, 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 top. They treat
mm.
people on a human level. They treat, you
British
know,
people in general.
yes, it's
What
a
about
culture.
London? What about London as a city?
It's a culture here. It's a
Oh,
culture.
really?
Oh
New York,
yeah.
no, New York is
Oh
on
yeah.
on
It's
the
a
other side of
culture
that
here. People
spectrum.
are generally very, very courteous, very polite
I'll tell
and
you
all
right now,
that.
we're just rude on this part of the world. Sorry, just
No, no,
letting you
no,
know.
no. No, here people are not rude like that. They are not. They are not. No,
you
British
see,
people are very,
yeah.
very. So I had to learn that coming from Nigeria.
Mm,
I had to learn because I realized that society, oh my yato, polite, oh my feel politeness, they are very polite, very,
mm,
very polite. Even if they are upset or they want to say something or disagree with you, they would disagree with you politely.
mm.
I'm telling you.
Wow, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Never heard that before.
Oh
Never heard
yeah.
that before.
They are very, very respectful. They are very, very polite. They are very, very patient. Their patience does my head in sometimes, pay. And you people here in Isheni, you just
Mm,
see, you just see somebody who stand.
mm,
Before you know, in a shop, another person will just queue behind the person and say, and there's no queue.
mm. Mm. Yeah, so for some of us, say please, thank you. I might even receive that. Like, me, please, thank you.
No, 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 no.
About
It's
who are you talking
British.
to?
British people are very, very polite people. They are very, very polite. And when I went to Scotland, I realized
Mhm.
that English people are even learning where Scottish people are. In,
Eh?
in Scotland,
They must be
Jesus
on some
Christ.
another level of soft life over there.
In Scotland,
Mm.
Jesus, really. Oma
Mm.
too care by Oma duro by. They are like Africans that they will stay and have a proper chat with you, like they know you from home.
Wow.
I want people here, Jesus, Scotland. I love Scotland.
Mm.
Honestly, fantastic people.
Scotland is part of UK, of course, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
inside UK. You know
part of UK.
they have
Yeah.
four nations inside UK. You have England, you have Wales, you have Scotland, and then you have Northern Ireland.
Right,
But
right, right,
they all make United Kingdom.
right, right. With the
Mm.
exception of the Ireland, right? Ireland, wow, outside.
Ireland is outside, but there's
Right.
Northern Ireland in the UK.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Antonia, you decided to join us since when we are just about to end. No wahala. Ekabo. Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Sister B.
Good
Mm-hmm.
evening.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh my God, Sister B, walk,
Mm-hmm.
walk, finish me.
Hey,
I've been
yeah.
following your program all this while, but no time. No time
Mm.
to tune in.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, it,
Welcome.
it paid me. Oh, how are you? How is Daddy Wa and the children?
We are all fine. Thank you.
Ekushe, God bless you. God continue to strengthen you.
Amen.
I just want to hail you because I know I've missed the program. You said 12 noon. 12 noon a day. Wait.
Sorry. Sorry. That 12 noon here, I was outside. I couldn't make it. I didn't even know that. I was trying, but yeah, very
I
busy
started
weekend.
cooking, checking my phone. I said, "Make my phone no for enter fire."
Hey, yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
So
Thank
good to
you.
hear from you. So good to hear from you. It's
Thank
quite
you.
unfortunate for this our brother sent to be. In
Honestly.
fact, his eldest sister is here in Houston with us, and she's a very good friend of mine.
Lóòótọ́.
Mm. So, but like Zeb Ejiro said, and the other guy, the sister debunked everything. As soon as I saw this Sentobi passing away last week, I called her because I call her mommy. She does a Nigerian cake. She's the best so far. She
That's the sister.
Yeah, the sister.
You know the sister.
One on one. She did my birthday cake last year. One on one, and she decorates. Eh?
It's you we've been waiting for, Tonya. Welcome and
Oh,
tell us.
Chimo.
We've been waiting for somebody that knows
To
something
come
from
and
the
tell us so.
source.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Her
Ehen.
elder sister. There are 9 sisters, and Sentobi is the only son. One
9
of the
sisters.
Yes, one passed. So now there are 8 sisters, and Sentobi was the only son.
Wow, big
Wow.
family.
Yeah, very big, beautiful ladies. If you see this is elder sister that I'm talking about, she's in her late 60s, but pretty woman. She did my birthday cake last year. If you want the taste of Nigeria cake, she's the person that does it here in Houston. And she
Wow.
decorates. When it
Yeah.
comes to maybe you're having traditional marriage, when she decorate the hall, if you walk in there, you think you are somewhere in Anambra State in Nigeria. She's
Wow.
so good, yeah. So as soon as I saw this, my goodness, because last year or 2 years ago, when the rumor came that Sentobi passed, I called her immediately. I called her mommy. So you can imagine how old she is. I said,
Hmm.
Mommy, is it true? She said, No, it's not true. I said, Is it true that he's going through a messy divorce with his wife? Blah, blah, blah. She said, No. She said, No, it's not true. I said, Okay. So this one last week, as soon as I saw it, I texted her, Mommy, what am I hearing? Is it true? And she confirmed it. I needed her to confirm it before I can even say anything to my children. As soon as she confirmed it, oh my goodness, I screamed.
Hmm.
So subsequently, when the stories were coming up, I still went back to her. I said, Mommy, so finally this is true. The wife, I screenshotted some things on going on the social media. I was
Mhm.
forwarding to her, say, "Mommy, is this true? See the
What they are
story going
saying.
on." Yeah,
Yes.
she debunked everything. She said, "Ify, do not mind social media. It's not
Hmm.
true that they had a wonderful relationship with his wife,
Wife.
blah, blah, blah." I said, "But one of the sisters took him to Jaws. And
Mm.
if what you're saying is true, to the best of my knowledge, his wife supposed to be by his side, and the children."
Mm. But they were divorced by then.
Yes, yes.
Mm. They've
But
been
anyways,
divorced for some years.
yeah, I know, yes, they've been
Mm.
divorced, but the debunking now, handicapped me. I
Mm.
couldn't go further. But all the things I was saying, I was actually screenshotting and forwarding to her. You know, even this morning, I chatted her up. So I don't know. My sister is really unfortunate. Even the picture of Saint Obi's country home and so on, the sister posted it on her status before even social media started posting it. So
Yeah.
it's quite unfortunate.
So
He was the only son.
I mean, if the sister had any kind of ill feeling or bad blood between her and Saint Tobi's wife, definitely you would have seen it, or she would have said something.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, she would have. She would
Hmm.
have.
Because
Even
his
the
in-laws will not cover for a bad wife like that.
oh
They
no,
will not.
exactly. They will not. But the
Hmm.
divorce, I know they have been divorced. And like the what the sister texted me say no, Saint Obi did not die of all these things that social media is making up. That he had high blood pressure for a
Hmm.
long time, and he had a cardiac arrest on the way to the hospital. That was what she texted me. Then I said,
Yeah.
"Okay,
Oh, my show.
my show, my sister."
So
Hmm.
there's no talk about Joss or anything like that, or it was with the sister in
No,
Joss.
yeah,
It
she
was it
confirmed
was with
that
his sister
he
in
was
Jos,
with his sister. He
yeah.
was he was actually with his sister
Okay, with
in
sister in
Georgia.
Joss. Okay,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. Oh my
It's quite
show. It's
unfortunate.
sad. It's quite unfortunate.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
know why they are trying to demonize the wife. If she's not responsible, I don't know why they are doing the friends were trying to do that. I don't think it's nice
I don't
because
know because
mm,
honestly, if all that is going on social media is true, you know, based on the questions that I asked his elder sister, he would have said, if
what
you
about
it's
the
true.
what about the children? Was he allowed to see his children? Because that's another thing. They said that they didn't allow him to see his children. Did you get to have that conversation with the lady in
No,
Texas,
I
the
plan
sister?
to visit her
Mm,
tomorrow, not
mm,
just by phone and text, because we are really close.
mm.
So maybe, and for the fact that this just happened, I didn't want to go into too much questioning, you know.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
Exactly. Hmm.
That's
So
emotional intelligence. Yeah, that's good.
Hmm.
mm,
That's good. It's good. You have to respect people. They are mourning. They are.
exactly.
They are mourning.
Even she couldn't talk to me that
Mm.
very day. She
That,
just chatted me
that's
off.
the only brother. That's the only brother. It's very
That
painful for
that is the
them.
only brother. If you
Mm,
see the sisters, when
mm,
the elder sister celebrated 50th wedding anniversary, oh my God, last year, all the sisters. So on a very good day, Saint Obi would have been here in Houston, but because
mm.
of his ill health, he
Illness.
said,
Yes.
if
Mm.
you see the sisters, beautiful ladies,
Yeah. They say he's
beautiful.
been sick for a long time.
Yeah, he's been sick. He's been
Mm.
sick.
Oh, my shit.
So unfortunate.
Thank you so much, Sister Tony. I appreciate you for
Thank
calling
you,
us.
Sister B. Thank
Take
you
care of
so much.
yourself.
I
All
will.
right.
Thank you. Bye
Please give
bye.
our condolence to the sister. Oh,
I will. I
may
will.
God console the entire family and God give them peace.
Amen.
Let's
Thank
share.
Amen.
you so much.
Thank you, sis. Bye.
This
Okay.
is this is interesting, and typical thing is that somebody passes and the friends will post pictures. They'll say, "Hey, we're celebrating this guy's life," or "We're mourning this guy's life," or that's the. But Nigerians are just busy
Then
speculating
somebody,
and
Olu Akinwale, that is still saying, I don't believe the sister wants more of the story on social media. Somebody that knows the sister say, I called the sister one to one, and you people shall want to believe the negative stories about the wife. Why?
And when I tell them that, listen, it's possible that he died, by of broken heart, they still don't want to believe me. They just want us to paint it as we know it as
I
fact.
think they just want to hold the wife, the ex-wife
Like
responsible.
Allah should
I
just
mean,
jump on and say, you know what,
yeah,
it
some
is
people will
fact.
sleep better at night if they should shine.
It is
They are
facts.
looking for a Judas. You are
Yeah,
looking
these
for
are
a
these are
Judas.
these are just facts. They took the children away from him. This is
What
sad.
if she wasn't a Judas? It's
You know,
possible. Like Ola said, the
it's
marriage
possible
was,
now. Why is that not
yeah.
enough? That it's possible. Why is this not enough for social media?
I don't think it's
2023.
okay for people. They need somebody. You know, Nigeria, when somebody buy, they need to hold somebody responsible. And it's somebody physically available that is alive that they usually hold responsible.
There's no such marriage in this life that you can point finger at something and say there's no such marriage. Every marriage will go through something that you, if you want to dwell on it, that you can be like, this is why this thing happened, this is why there's so much. This is, we're talking about people's lives, right? There's
Mm,
so much going on. There's so many events that, yes, there might been a time you visited and they were arguing and you saw it, and you can hold on to that because that's all you saw and you never came back, right? And you can hold on to
mm,
that 15 years later and say, yeah, I knew it wasn't happy. Yeah, I know it wasn't really happy because
mm.
you saw one day in their bad moment,
Yeah.
right? So
And they've
we
been
just don't
divorced
know.
for they've been divorced for. I'm not saying that she's insane. Like the part of it that I wanted to talk about, if he welcome, I wanted to talk about, all these in-laws that don't allow, their sisters, that they're always involved in the sister's marriage because the woman has money. So people were saying that on social media, because she's the one that has money in the family, that's why the brothers didn't like Saint Obi. So that
Mm.
part is what I wanted to dwell on about. Like, is it that they saw Sentobi as somebody who was a threat to the fan, to what maybe should have come to them.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mm.
Where they didn't like the fact that the sister had money more than him, but they were in love. They married for a reason. Why were the families so involved? There's something definitely going on because they said the wife's family was very, very involved. But somebody said that they were only involved because they
I
wanted to
think they
be
said he was
closer.
assaulted by the brother-in-law. I think I saw
Yes.
something like that. Yeah.
Yes, that is in revenge to what he did to his wife. They say he scaled the gate. The brother-in-law flew the gate. He jumped the gate to come and oh my
Mm.
show. Wàhálà pọ̀. If you want come, Jerry.
Hello, Auntie B and Ola,
Hey, Ify, how you doing?
everyone. Yeah, I set a reminder for this show, and for whatever reason, I almost missed it. The Central B's demise was so painful. The news of it, but we should also be aware that social media has a way of sensationalizing things. I remember they said Murphy Afolabi slipped and he hit his head and that was how he died and stuff. But of course, we found out later that that was not how Murphy departed this world.
Oh wow!
How did they depart?
They even
I mean,
said we
he had
shouldn't.
malaria. Yeah,
They
he had
even said we should avoid modern day bathrooms. Did you see
Do
that
you
part?
know what? Do you know what I heard? If I tell you
yeah.
what I heard, you will laugh and fall down.
What did they say?
A friend of mine in Nigeria called me and told me that he was going to answer phone.
No.
That he came out of the bathroom because his phone was ringing,
Oh
and
no.
he wanted to run to pick it up. That's how he slept.
No, no, that they can sensationalize things and lie a lot. These social media people. Mafia Folabi had malaria, and you know how people handle malaria in Nigeria as if it's nothing. It's a big deal in the UK, in America here. It's a big deal when people have malaria. It's like they have COVID. They literally isolate them and then they start to treat them, and it's all serious. But in Nigeria, it's like, oh, I have malaria, I'll be fine and stuff. And what I heard was that he was treating himself. You know how they self medicate in Nigeria. And, of course, his body couldn't take it anymore. And when he went to the bathroom, he slumped. He actually didn't sleep and hit his head and all of that. He slumped.
And I'm just hearing this now.
Yeah.
Wallahi talai.
I mean, I heard it from. I mean, I was watching the burial, and one of his closest friends who was with him. The moment he slumped, they were there to take him to the hospital. According to what they said, they went for a party. These Yoruba actors and actresses like to go to parties. They go in the midnight to go and dance to Shupa and all of that. And while they were at the party, he was looking funny. And somebody was saying, I hope you're okay. And he said, oh, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I just have a little malaria. And of course, he had been treating the malaria days before. But he should have probably been on a drip or something. But then he went and then he slumped. There's a difference between slumping and hitting one's head. Nothing slipped him in the bathroom, nothing at all. He just slumped because
We
he
had
probably
a whole show here about falls in the bathroom.
I know some other people too did. I mean, there was this. Everybody put up a show about, oh, be careful, and he didn't slump in the bath. Sorry, he didn't fall. He didn't slip and fall in the bathroom. He slumped actually. So that's what happened with Murphy. And when I heard that story, I was like, these people can formulate things. So, and the idea that Obi's wife is responsible for his spy is just so it's troubling but laughable at the same time. Just like you said, Auntie B, people always look for somebody to blame when somebody departs this world. Yeah, where they
Nigeria don't
are,
play.
things
Oh.
like
They
that.
must blame somebody. Oh.
Absolutely.
I
And
think it makes it easier for them to bear when somebody is held
held
responsible.
responsible, like a detective
Mm.
who is
Yeah.
desperate to find somebody, a culprit for a crime. I listened to somebody, an elderly person told me recently that, you know, I want to attest to the fact for why the sisters would not want to say anything negative about the marriage. What I
Right.
heard was that Santobi was a hot bachelor, and we all know that, right? Watching him as a child growing up and watching Santobi on TV,
He was very handsome.
very handsome, tall. What is it that you're looking for that you won't find? Santobi was cute, and
And he has this very husky voice
oh
that sounds like who is that actor that has this voice? I think is it Richard Gere. He tells his voice is unique.
he was very unique. And what I heard was that he brought a lot of girls home. Like, do you like this? When people have too many sisters, that's what happens. And it's an elderly person that told me this story
They
recently.
spoiled him.
Yeah. So they and
Mm.
no, they were also always telling him, no, no, we don't like this one. We don't like this one. We don't like this one. They said Santobi brought different girls home. He was ready to settle down on time, but his sisters didn't like everyone. Each one he was bringing. Like, oh no, we don't like this one. And I don't know whether anybody understands this. If you're the only guy in the presence of, surrounded by so many women, sometimes you just want to make them happy. And they said what happened was that Santobi, no, there was nobody he brought home that the sisters liked. So he brought this one home, and everybody fell in love with this one. Everybody liked
Right.
this one because
Hmm.
she is an accomplished woman. I don't,
Hmm.
how our Nigerian press like to hype things. She works with MTN. It's not like she works with Sahara Oil or Mobil. I don't know how highly placed she is and
Oh
the way
no,
they
they pay them very well.
in MTN. Okay, I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
aware of what they pay them. Yeah. Oh,
Oh
but
yeah.
good to know. So she brought this one home, and everybody liked her. The sisters, everybody liked this girl. They had no fault in her. She's from Anambra State. He's from Imo State. The union was looking like something that's written out of a movie script and everything, and everybody was cool with it. But of course, their marriage hit the rocks. And what happened was that I think the reason why this caller that just called before me, why they wouldn't tell her a lot of things is that they literally picked this girl for Santobi. They picked this woman for Santobi.
Ah.
For them, they don't want to accept the fact that this girl that after our brother came home with different thing girls, and Santobi got married at 42. And for some
Oh, he
people,
didn't marry on
he
time.
didn't marry on time. I mean, he got married at 42. He waited, he was patient. I just, after I learned about his demise, I was like, this life self. Now,
Wow.
what person won't do for this life? Like some people will marry early and their marriage will be so blissful. Some people will wait for the perfect one at 42,
Hmm.
as if he did not wait enough, and yet it didn't work out the way he wanted
Oh.
it to go. So these
Mm.
sisters will not want to tell people how they are feeling, like what they are feeling, their true feelings are.
Yeah, rightfully so, right?
Yeah, they literally picked this woman for Saint Obi. For them, they gave
So.
they gave her they
Hmm.
gave him the nod. Once he brought her in, they were like, "Oh my gosh, this is somebody that is befitting."
But she's a beautiful woman as well. You
Oh,
can
she
tell
is
they're a very beautiful couple.
she's a beautiful woman, beautiful woman. In
Mm.
fact, I actually thought she was from Edo State. Just looking at her and her face and how beautiful she is, only for me to find out that she's an Anambra woman and very intelligent engineer. But there's no doubt that there was problem in their marriage. But people should stop saying she pied him because people could buy from heartbreak. There's the had broken heart syndrome that people could buy from. Maybe that's something, but I also don't know how it is that somebody who has high blood pressure will be going for surgery, or maybe this
Mm.
surgery part was cooked up by the Nigerian media. We don't know, but people should also understand that people like Sandobi who are so quiet, they might not tell their sisters everything. But they
It's
were
true.
just some friend stuffs.
Yes, that's another thing. Yeah.
Exactly. Zeb Ejiro, who is an elderly man, highly respected, director, producer in Hollywood, will not just come out and start talking. Lillian Bach came out and said some things as well. So Santobi
Mm.
was talking to some people about, the misery that he was enduring in his marriage and all the things that was going on. I know people can just also, stop saying that Santobi was quiet. I think he was timid in his lifetime. He was timid. I also think that he was doing so much to protect, his brand. He spent so much time doing protecting his brand and speaking out, I think, to the people who could not help him. Because if somebody had told me that they were going through, they said there's a message he sent to Zeb Ejiro where he was telling Zeb, help me, just pray for me. It's not getting better. I think he was ill. It wasn't that somebody pied him or something. Santobi had maybe a medical condition that people didn't want to disclose. But how many times does blood pressure problem pie people in Nigeria now?
But no, blood pressure can lead to other things.
Yes, it
You know
can.
that now.
He can, but was he not taking his medication?
It's possible. A lot of people in Nigeria don't take medication.
That is
It's
so
not. A
true.
lot of people don't even know that they
Yeah,
have high blood pressure.
that is correct. That could
Hmm.
it could be anything that led to his pie, but
Oh yes.
it was as if somebody have known for so long pied. Everybody feels like Santobi has been a part of their life one way or the other. All those bad boy movies that he does, and it's amazing how people act the opposite of what they are in movies. Who would know
Mm.
that? Who would? I mean, who could tell that Santobi was such a quiet and timid person? All combined into one. I also don't believe that the story where they said his in-laws attacked him is false. I think it could be true because somebody like Zik Zulu will not come out and talk. I think they're also talking from the place of pain. Like, after all the thing
No,
made
I
this.
don't see any pain in what they were saying. I beg, leave
Oh, you
that.
don't think
It's
so?
iffy.
You
No,
think
no,
they're
no, no,
doing
no,
it for
no,
No,
clout?
nah.
wait,
Yeah.
you're
Which
right.
pain?
You're right
Which
that
pain?
I've said that there's elements of truth all over it, right? However, I'm still like, listen, they're not the only one. Every family has dysfunction
That is
and things
correct.
that happen. Why
Mhm.
would you jump out into the middle of social media street and start dragging your friends? And it just literally a few days ago, it just happened.
They are not talking from a place of pain. If
Mm.
that I would not, I don't think they were even in pain. It was more like, shebi asofun ko gbo. Or
Yeah,
you married because you married a big bitch, you disappear, you left
Yeah,
us.
we all got families. We all have things we can say
oh,
about that, but
wow,
we engage in some type of honorable behavior
it's
when
sad. Yeah.
when things happen, right?
And he's
Uh,
been sick for years. It's not now. He didn't just got sick, he's been sick.
Yeah, I think he's been ill for a long time. And when people question, oh, so why was the wife not beside him? I mean, they were divorced. They were divorced, right? So where,
right.
where were they expecting Santo B to be taken care of by a wife that's divorced him, or
That's the part that I don't understand, that she was
that's the
supposed to
one
be
I don't.
beside
Why are
him.
they blaming
When
her?
you divorce somebody, do you follow them around to know what is happening to them? There's a reason
Absolutely,
why they are divorced in the first place.
right, right,
They are
and
not seeing eye to eye.
yeah, and they make divorce look like it's a taboo. Maybe Santo B would have cried even way earlier self if they were living together. They're the ones who know. They know what they experienced in the marriage that made them go their separate ways.
I
And
don't think it was a happy marriage. I can tell
yeah,
you that.
I don't think it was.
Mhm.
I don't think it was. But I really wish that even and Auntie B, that's why I agree with you when you say these people are not doing it because of. Why didn't they help him when he was alive? Why
Exactly.
didn't they fly him
Now
out?
you are talking. 2 weeks earlier, Zeb Ejiro said it in his write-up that he called. He said
Mm,
Saint Obi called me from
mhm.
hospital bed.
2 weeks ago. Can you imagine?
Yes,
Mm.
Yeah,
yes.
and he didn't do
And he
anything
also
about
said it in that same interview that he granted that
it.
I didn't reach out to him. The next thing I
Ah,
heard is that
ah,
he's deleted.
can you imagine?
Ekushe, well
Oh,
done.
thank you, Auntie B, for painting the picture clearer because I thought they were saying it from so they didn't even reach out to him and now they are running their mouth.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
Ola
mean,
was saying, Pé.
mhm,
Why, I mean, that it was even too, soon. It was
mhm,
too soon.
right.
Somebody deleted, even allow the family to make a statement before you people start running your mouth. Kí ló dé
Mm,
gan?
Right. Like
yeah,
even the sister in Houston, right? You're putting pressure on them because what they would like to be doing this moment is mourning, but now they
yeah,
have to potentially answer weird questions like, "Hey, what really happened there?" That's weird. We don't
yeah.
want we don't want to talk about that with you. You're a stranger, it's crazy, but these are coming from quote unquote friends who admitted to not paying attention to when he asked for help in his last
Yeah.
days.
I mean, if somebody as quiet or as timid in quote as Central B reaches out to somebody and say, "Pray for me," that means the person is stretching, literally stretching out their arms and saying, help me," because he doesn't even talk too much. You will not see him anywhere. He's so quiet, and then he reaches out and he doesn't reach back out, and now he's saying, "Oh, I was shocked." I don't even want to have people like that as friends. God forbid.
You
Yeah.
know the kind of the friendship that I do when my
Mhm,
friend is in distress,
mhm,
something happens to them, they call me, I get in my car and
Uh-huh.
I get myself there.
right.
ASAP ASAP. Especially when it's got to do with their health. Because you never know.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
never know.
that's
If you
good.
are waiting, pay okay, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week I'll call them back. If you can't even go physically, send them money. You
Yeah,
didn't do
right.
anything. Now you
Yeah.
are writing a pistol. I
Well,
beg
yeah.
on a joke.
I think now I understand that it was. I mean, the fact that he reached out and they didn't reach back out. Even the Lillian Back that was doing what lamentation Lori Twitter or is it Instagram talking about how they just wanted to hint on the fact that the marriage was not good. Okay, so
Okay,
who
what's
what?
new? What's new?
I think that was established when their divorce, when they divorced. That was
Yeah,
already
like what's
established.
new about a
What's new
marriage not
about
being
it?
good
Yeah,
or
what's so
people
new?
Mm,
having custody battles? We're not saying it's good, but it's like it happens,
It
right?
happens and it's
What
part
does
of the
that have to do
script.
with this
Yeah.
passing?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I think, somebody said in the comment section that Sentobi never had friends. I think I
yes.
agree 100%. The
Yes. A
guy
lot of people are saying it that he never had, they were not really good friends.
yeah, he
But
didn't stand a chance.
yeah,
He
no
didn't
man
stand a chance.
sure. I mean,
May
it's
his
just the
soul
learning
rest
from there.
mm,
Yeah.
may his soul rest in peace. Auntie B, thank you for giving
Thank
me
you.
the time to
Thank you,
talk.
darling. I haven't seen you in a long
I
time.
know, I
It's so
know.
nice to hear from you, my
Yeah,
darling.
maybe I can join him more if we have shows on Saturdays, but the weekdays are usually very
They
tight.
are
I'm
very
working
tight
with
for
her.
you.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
no
Very
work with
busy.
problem.
And please, someone check on Omoye. I beg. Check
Oh,
on him.
Omoye is fine. We're all doing politics in America.
I'm here is on Peter Obi's ride.
All of us they beg for America. But
Wahala,
are you in the
wahala.
states? Are you in the states or in
I am in the States,
Oh
yes.
no,
I'm in the East
we do
Coast.
this village meeting that I join in from time to time if I have
Do
time.
you
Oh, yeah,
join
yeah,
in?
yeah.
It's
She's
usually in
not
the
even had
evening.
time for the village meeting. Amma doesn't have time for
She's not
village
doing
meeting.
village meeting. She's doing OB village meeting.
Village meeting politics, everything mixed together. We just talk about politics and all of that. And of
Amma
course,
has found it. She's found her calling. Her
yeah, she's
calling is
quite
Peter
passionate
Obi.
about it. Yeah, that's where we
Mm.
vent our anger, and just talk about how we were cheated out of uh,
Comrades,
our what's it called? Kí ló ń pe nǹkan tán gbà lọ́wọ́
like
wa?
what?
Mandate. Mandate.
Their papas and
Mandate.
them,
Mandate,
their
yeah, and
papas.
their papas and all of that. We talk about all of those
Wahala.
over there.
Any ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà wọn mà kí ń gbé sórí.
Come on, sorry,
Ẹ má gbé
migraine.
sórí o. Ah.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. And
Thank you,
bye,
darling.
everyone. Bye.
Take
Bye.
care. Mhm.
Bye, Dr. Ify. I appreciate you, my darling. Ola,
Ma,
let's bring this chicken to a roost. I'm tired. Mo fẹ́ lọ
well,
sùn.
yeah, go and rest. No, go and
Mm,
rest. For me, the lesson is not the obvious as usual. The obvious lesson is that yes, don't take people's kids from them. Let them see their kids. That's the obvious lesson for anybody listening. The another obvious lesson, not so obvious, obviously, is like if somebody passes away. I mean, allow people to mourn. Be respectful. Don't get caught up in your own emotions and start yarning dust on the internet. Like, take it easy. Then the other lesson would be when a marriage ends, it ends. It's not the end of life. Other things happen in life. If
hmm,
it's meant to be, you will find your way back to each other. If you continue to do this dragging thing and pointing fingers because marriage end, it will get worse
hmm,
for you in particular. You're the one you are the one that's pointing finger to get worse for you. What you should be looking for when marriage ends is opportunity for growth, not opportunity or taking advantage of every opportunity to point fingers at the wife, at the I guarantee you there's more than enough things you can point fingers at, and you won't be wrong, but you will be hurting yourself. you know so I will just leave that at that because I don't think there's much that we know about this situation. It's sad.
yes. Yes.
If anything, maybe one last lesson on to be Nigerians, let's continue to talk about how to build that nation and how to put structure in place so that people that may need help in their sick bed can have, because there's no public hospital or healthcare
No,
systems in
no,
Nigeria
it's
for
witches and
any.
wizards. They hold witches and wizards and ex responsible. Always
Yes.
ex-wife are the ones they hold responsible.
Uh-huh. So, but it must be somebody's witchcraft fault, and we tend
Mm-hmm.
to gravitate towards that angle a lot. I'm not saying they
Mm.
don't exist. I'm just saying maybe these are not the way to assess issues in 2023. Maybe we should look further. But yeah, thank you, Auntie B.
Thank you so
Oh
much, man
yeah,
of prestige.
I will continue the conversation. Thank you so much for sharing yesterday, Auntie B. I just noticed today that you shared it, but
Yes.
yeah, we will
I was
continue.
I was laughing my head off. You
I
guys made
know.
my cooking event. You saw the video I did. I
Oh, but
was laughing.
you're not being nice with showing us that. Why are you doing like that? Why
I
are you doing
was
that to
cooking
us?
a storm. Like I cooked so much and it was easy because I was listening to all of
But I
you.
told you that my wife went out of town. Then you're showing me that kind of stuff. That's not
Eh,
fair.
ma
But
binu.
anyway, so, so, but yeah, thank you so much. It was such an awesome conversation. But there's a lot of people that had something to say. Pastor Kingsley,
I
um,
don't understand what
that,
Pastor K was saying.
that-
I don't know what he
I
was saying.
bet you didn't. That's why I wanted to talk about it today.
I don't. I don't. He said quite a lot, but I don't get what he was saying.
I know. So we will continue that conversation in about
Yeah, he
90
was
minutes from
saying he
now.
was just talking around, but he didn't hit the nail on the head. What was he talking about? He said quite a lot, but I
You
don't get
know,
the
after the
meaning.
five
He
hours
was talking in
yesterday,
riddles.
Auntie B, after the 5 hours yesterday, I was starting to wonder. I said, did I even hit the lessons? Like, did I even talk about my own stand
When
on
you
it?
invited Ekene, what do you expect? How would you get to the lessons when he will take you and be talking about feminism, about suffrages, about slavery, and everything in between,
Well,
except the topic? What do you
well,
expect, man of prestige?
I know.
Ola,
That's why we have to be patient. But Auntie B, we will,
Temiti, good luck to you people.
that's why we have to be patient. We will get to it. So we'll continue the
I don't have your
conversation.
level of patience, Ola. Your own is extreme. It's too
Okay.
much. What you
Okay.
called you? The point
Well,
is that he will not allow you to focus on what you want to talk about. Oh, Mama Sosoku
mhm.
Sonny will be talking about things that are not relevant to the topic.
Yeah, there's some people like that you have to just moderate. Like you do a fantastic job here with the way you moderate. You know, you hear somebody out all the way, and
Let's
then we
focus
move
on
on
what
to the
we are
next
talking
thing.
about. I cannot be talking
So,
about this now. You want to come and talk about feminism. We're not talking about feminism. We're talking
amazing.
about Saint-Obi.
Such a confusion. It was so confusing. It was so confusing. Yeah, but yeah,
Funny babe
today
said
we will
that her
get
head
to the
was paining
lessons.
her. She put it in our group that her head was paining her when she finished.
Oh, but Leonibe. But there were lots of lessons. There were
Annie
lots of
babe, good
lessons.
luck to you and
Mm,
Ekene and a man of
mm.
prestige. Ola. You people should be debating or the debate, your lori, your less. You never come to any conclusion about
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Mm. Ọlọ́run á ràn wá
Shebi,
lọ́wọ́. So
you want to talk about Two Face, Abi?
today I'm going to touch on what Pastor K had to say, what Daddy Freeze had to say, what Blessing CEO had to say, and
Uh,
lastly, I'm gonna bring the lesson to hopefully a close. I'm gonna bring the 5 top ways that men are wired differently for behaviors and attitudes around fidelity. We'll
all
talk about
right.
that today. Yeah.
Okay. So a man of prestige is on in how many hours? Is it 2 hours now from
Today,
now?
90 minutes from now, about less than 90 minutes from now, 6 o'clock,
90 minutes.
6 New York
So
time.
you people should join him. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ola.
Thank you, Atsubi. We'll talk
I
soon.
appreciate you. All
All right,
right.
bye.
Thanks, bro.
Yep.
Bye. Okay, so we are going to be talking about the issue of Ola is going to do another 5 hours. You see how many people he wants to touch on? Okay, he has energy more than me. Mm. Mm. So on Tuesday I will be talking about it because Monday, God knows I will not have the energy. Tomorrow I'm very very busy. So Tuesday is the earliest I can get to it. Hopefully, yes, we'll still talk about what Two-Face Baba. What Two Baba said. And I'm saying that Two-Face is right. Okay? I will explain in details. Lekurere, when Yoruba newsreader are reading news, they say, Iroyin lekurere. I will explain it lekurere on a Tuesday. Oh my God. Two-Face is right. He's completely right in what he said. I agree with him. Okay? But if you want to know why I agree with him, then come on Tuesday. He's always been consistent Because I'm a very consistent person, the things I believe in don't change. There are values, there are things that you believe in fundamentally as a human being, and you cannot, it's very, very difficult for them to change. This man has been very consistent. So why is everybody shouting one day and then pariwo, you are making noise? He's consistent. He's right. This is his truth. It's his truth. So let's analyze it. There's a bit of it that I don't agree with because the wife was there. I kind of felt sorry for Annie. I did feel sorry for her. She's like the long suffering wife that keeps giving and taking because she keeps thinking he will change. He will never change. No, honey, babe, you don't get it. It's not that he refuses to change, he's incapable of changing because this is what he believes in. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk to you, sisters, on Tuesdays. Come on Tuesday, let's discuss this. It's not that he refuses to change. Two-Face cannot change. This is who he is. And we say it here all the time, babe. If a man tells you who he is, believe it. He's right. And the only part I don't agree with is, like I said, that he was saying it in sometimes emotional intelligence dictates that it's not everything that you think in your mind that you will say. Yo, somebody gave me 50 pounds super chat. Thank you so much, fashionable gigs. I appreciate that. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo ohun tó bá- There's not everything that is in your mind that you say out. That's emotional intelligence, especially where your spouse is. You might be thinking it, but don't say it. It's 7 p.m. or UK time. I always do show 7 p.m. most times during the week because I have to work during the day and I finish work at 5. So I take a break to sit to the family, then 7 will start. Yeah. Two-Face is not lying. He's not. He's right, guys. Let's not crucify him. So I don't agree that he said it in front of his wife, but the wife already knows. But there's something else that I want to bring out there. Let me not give you all of it tonight because there's a lot to cover on Tuesday. Yeah? And it's about, you know, what Kerewa means to a man and what Kerewa means to a woman. That's why I say he's right. Kerewa, what it means to a man and a woman, they are totally different. I think I'm going to listen to Ola tonight. That's what Ola wants to talk about. Man of prestige. So he's right. A man can have Kerewa with a woman that he has zero connection or emotional attachment to. He doesn't even know her. That's why they carry Olosho. They know Olosho before. Not before road, they carry Olosho. They go knock Olosho, give her money, waka go. What Kerewa means to a man is different from what it means to a woman. Women, if you know this, you will know peace. This is who he is. He's right. Hmm? No, Ola, I'm not saving Two-Face. I'm not saving Two-Face. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not saving him. I understand him. I do understand him, honestly. And I respect people who are consistent. So, yeah. It's not about, you know, okay, let me not talk much. Tuesday, I will tell you exactly how I feel about this matter. Shangba, I'm not supporting cheating, no. It's not that I'm supporting it. But what Kerewa means to a man and what Kerewa means to a woman is not the same. All right? And a man that has demonstrated over the years, been married for 15 years, maybe 10 years or 12 years, and he's told you that he doesn't believe in fidelity. He's polygamous and he can carry over anybody. Why are you trying to change him? Fashionable gigs. Don't be confused. This is who Two-Face is. Eh? This is who he is. Annie has never accepted. That's why she suffers. So if you don't accept something, it's either you learn to cope or you move. She's not moving. She's trying to change him. How has that worked for her over the years? Okay? So because somebody is married doesn't mean that you are not attracted to people. It is what you do with that attraction. That is where the comma is. And I know a lot of people will disagree with me, but I'm going somewhere. So you're telling me that you are married, you're not seeing a guy that you like anymore. Or as a man, you think you are blind. Attraction is always there for other people. It's whether you act on it or not. And it is the discipline to act on it. That's what we're talking about. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. He doesn't. Some people have it because they think about what they stand to lose. They think about hurting their partner or their spouse and they don't want it. So they act on that discipline because they don't want to lose or because they don't want to hurt the other person. Two-Face doesn't care. So let's not do the show today. We'll do it on Tuesday. Okay? All right, my guys. I will explain what I mean. Don't be patient with me, ladies. I know a lot of you will not like the topic, like the way I said. I agree with him. You will not like it, but by the time I finish explaining, you will see where I'm coming from. Yes, I think some people get me already. Lolly gets me already. Attraction is natural. Discipline is the cocoa, and he has admitted that he doesn't have that discipline. So what are we arguing about? Kilagbe kilaju. What did we carry? What did we throw? Oh my god. All right, guys, give us a thumbs up. You know the likes are so low. I just checked. We barely have 200 likes and we had we have 700 and something people since we started. Guys, please give us a thumbs up, yeah? I will unpick this story on Tuesday. And I promise you, by the time we finish, you will get what I'm saying. Mm? Man of Prestige, you've been giving a lot of super chat these days. Oh, Oshe Goni, thank you. $10. Oshe, thank you. Coffee on Tuesday. Okay. Coffee on tea. Okay. I need something stronger, something stiff. Because all the Obodo farm ladies are going to come for me that day, but I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. Trust me, guys. I know what I'm saying. Guys like Two-Face, this is what they believe in. This is what their code. This is what they practice. You can't change it. So he's right. That's his truth. Yeah, who get it? Mr. Like said, we get it. If you don't get it, forget about it. I like that. Let's end on this hilarious note. Yes. Thank you so much, Chidima. Yes, it's been a very crazy. I said I will do 1 hour. Look at me now. It is well. Thank you so much. Give us a thumbs up. Thanks for the super chat, Ola. And thank you, Fashionable Geeks, for the super chat. I appreciate you. D, you get me, eh? No, I didn't say you are coming for me. No, I know you understand. B.O., you are just coming. Great conversation. B.O. say I don't agree with Two-Face. Okay, all right. It's good to have different opinions. But if I explain my side, you too, you will explain your side on Tuesday. Hope you can make it. Brabio, come on Tuesday, 7 p.m. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Somebody they talk your own truth. Una they say why you go they talk like that. Now what for now? That man fit change. Now what? Change now your mate. Change not be your mate though. Oh, that thank you so much, my people. Good night. I think that's what Pastor Kisley was saying. No, Ola, maybe you understand what Pastor Kisley was saying. I'm coming to listen to you. I think that's what he was saying. That men can carry away anybody. They don't care. They don't need to be emotionally attached. You can love somebody else and you carry away another person. I think that's what he was saying, but I don't know if I get what he was saying. I didn't quite get him, but I understand what I do understand what Two-Face was saying. He's saying the truth about himself and largely about his gender, especially those without self-control. Okay. Good night, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Follow me on Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up. I appreciate you. I love you guys. And I will see you soon. Tuesday is the next show. Yeah, so we have something that I lined up that I'm going to bring. If you're one of those people that is looking for a side hustle, let me quickly use 2 minutes to say this. Are you looking for a side hustle? You want to make extra money? Yeah? A week from tomorrow, I'm bringing this couple to talk to us about how to earn 6 figures income as a side hustle. This is legit. Okay? Anybody you live anywhere in the world, Nigeria, Europe, America, Canadian, and you need a legit side also that will earn you extra income. So for you to live the soft life, you better make it here. Yeah? A week from tomorrow, Upper Sunday, you need to be here. These guys, they are making money. Me, I want to build that mansion in Lekki. I want to build that mansion in Lekki. So maybe they are going to teach me how to build it because they've already built their own. The show is going to be on the 28th of May. 28th of May is when we're having Ifi and Emeka. And you know Igbo people, they know if money they inside rock, Igbo person go break that rock, come out the money. These guys they are doing it already. So me, I want to learn. If you want to learn, join me. It's online business and it is legit 100%. Mhm. All right, guys. I'll see you on Tuesday. God bless you. It's not pyramid though. Being pay is not. You know I will not bring you pyramid scheme. La 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 la. Ọlọ́run ò ní jẹ́. No, it's not. It's marketing. It's not pyramid at all. I won't do that. You're supposed to trust me now, being paid. Why would you say that? I don't do that. I've already checked them out. I interviewed them. It's not pyramid. It's sales. Okay? It's sales. And it's online sales. Thank you. I won't bring you anything that is pay, bring money, pyramid, la 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 la. I won't. I vetted them. It's not pyramid. It's sales, but it's online sales. Like you require minimal time on online, and it's gonna be earning you money. All right. Okay. I will see you on Tuesday. Bye, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Yeah. If you want to make extra money, me, I want to make extra money. Oh, I like money. I don't like being broke. And this couple here, they are husband and wife. If you're an maker, they are really making, this business is something that is blowing up, and they want to teach us about it. And I'm ready to learn. So put it in your calendar. And Shay gone. I'll keep reminding you. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. I love you. See you on Tuesday night. Mm. Ah, Obaton. Bio, which one you bring come now? Hey, but we'll talk that one outside. Which girl they talk like that? Say you like Auntie B too much. You know no say na we go come marry am. Any girl wey dey date wey dey talk like that, she no say na we go come pay her bride price. If like say she no wan enter house, so you never enter house, don't they give condition? Show. Tell her say it be like say no want that marriage, oh. Because now we over the farm, now we go come pay in bride price. Which kind of yawo be this? Yawo wants to break family. Okay, we go reason the matter well later. No wahala. Realities around you. Thank you so much, sister. God bless you, Sister Jennifer, Jessica. Thank you. See you guys later. Bye.